Hey everybody, I'm Rich G.
And I'm BJ Flagg, and welcome to episode 359 of the Best Small Business Show. Our topic today is adapt to market changes, staying agile and responsive.
The world is constantly changing, and we see it all the time. I mean, you see it in the news, and you also need to realize your marketplace is ever evolving based upon the changes, and those that can't keep up are going to be left behind. So
Right.
today, BJ and I are going to cover four actionable steps to help your business stay ahead of that curve that's happening, and recommend two insightful books to deepen your understanding of what's happening in your market.
Yes. And I always want to say that those are on audiobooks too. So don't worry.
Yeah,
You're going to love them though. Um, Tip number one is monitor market trends. The really the first step to staying agile and being that person is constantly monitor the market trends. What you're going to see is by watching the industry, watching your competitors, and really having a broader economic understanding of what's going on in the economic landscape, you're going to be able to stay ahead of the game. Rich and I meet so many people who have not stayed ahead like that. We use tools like Google Alerts, industry reports. We do social media listening to gather data and insight. Rich and I are literally doing that every day to just stay on top of what's happening out there on the market. Rich, I know you have a great action to put this into play.
yeah, absolutely. I want you to dedicate some time each week to review your industry's latest news and trends. If you can, assign a team member to compile a weekly digest for quick reference, not only for you, but for your team. It's so
Yeah,
important. It's something I talk about in workshops a lot. The difference between confidence and cockiness. Cockiness is, oh, I know that. I know that. When you run into somebody that mentions something new, you go, oh, I know that. And
yeah,
confidence is, oh, that's interesting. Tell me more. And
yeah,
if you have a tell me more attitude about what's happening in your market, you'll be ahead of the curve rather than behind it.
yeah. And if you already do this, pick the person on the team that might need a little bit of focus in this area,
Yeah.
and let them get into it, into the weeds. Let them create the digest. They're going to have a tool that they can use forever. So it's a fantastic thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like Ted Lasso saying you need to be curious. You need to be curious about what's happening because once you shut yourself off in that bubble, you're not learning, you're not growing, and your competition is. Your
Yeah,
customers are. They're
right.
going to want new things. It's amazing how many stores and how many yeah, it's a term I use a lot is Amazon
Yeah.
time. If you got an online store and you say, "Oh, we'll get that to you in 2 weeks," most people aren't going to buy it from you. But you
No
have to be
way.
on Amazon time. You have to get it to them in 2 days. So,
Yeah. Yeah. It's a different world, mister. All right. Give
so
us the second tip, please.
tip two is foster a culture of flexibility. Okay, your agility, your business agility starts with who? Your team. Okay, encourage a culture that values flexibility and adaptability. Try new things. This means being open to new ideas, willing to pivot when necessary, and fostering an environment where employees feel comfortable sharing their insights and suggestions. And if you have a healthy atmosphere, a healthy company, this should be happening.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I would say do a little bit more of it.
Oh,
BJ,
for sure.
what's our action for this?
What I would love for you guys to do, both of us would love this, implement regular brainstorming sessions and feedback loops where team members can voice their thoughts on improving and adapting business strategies. Do this at like separate from any other normal meeting that you might be having or whatever like that. More casual setting is always good. Somewhere where they feel the magic of being able to brainstorm openly with not people, making them feel bad. This
Yeah.
is a fantastic opportunity. People start to come to the meeting with an idea, and
Yeah.
that is the best for your business. For
Yeah.
your business, it's like the best. Absolutely.
People, a lot of people that own businesses, like, oh, I don't want to do that. It's going to cost money. Or I don't want to do that. It's going to take too long, or it's going to take too much time, or our customers aren't going to like it. And it's like
Right.
constantly being open to new ideas is so important.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let me take you into the next one, which is invest in technology. Oh my gosh, Rich and I talk about this all the time. Oh my God. Technology is the game changer when it comes to staying responsive. Invest in the tools that you will help you gather and analyze data quickly, automate repetitive tasks, improve communication with your team. Think of AI. Think of everything that's going on right now. It is amazing. Rich and I test out tools all the time. He's testing out one right now on transcription and things like
Yep.
that. I had one that is so cool this week, which had to do with understanding how many people come into town and the measurement of those people, and how can you use that data. We are doing that all the time, all the
Yeah.
time. And that's the level that you need to be at and feel comfortable talking about, no
Yeah.
matter what age you're at. So what's a good action for this? What would you suggest?
Well, first of all, if you've got a good business, you need to look into a CRM system, a customer relationship management system where you could
Hmm.
track your customers, their buying patterns, when they buy, how they buy, what they buy, and also
Yeah,
when you contact them, when you reach out to them. Project
yeah,
management tools to help you when you do big projects within your company to track them and track the time and resources. Analytics software, and BJ, you could talk for an hour on this, that can give you
yes,
real-time insights into your business performance and your market trends. So you understand you have a website, you have Instagram, you have other things. You need to track that and see the analytics. Maybe you write an article or put up a blog post and it like explodes. And you're like, how did that happen?
you need to look into that. We have this one client who has this one blog post, which I'm telling you, it's probably going on 5 years, that is his biggest hit. And it turns out that it was used by someone else, and they use it as it points to his website. And it is hilarious. We always call it manna from heaven. It's like, wow, this is phenomenal. How did but we backtracked to figure out where it was. So it's awesome,
Yeah,
really.
I had a article I wrote, the fade analysis, which is a tool
Oh,
managers use,
sure. Yes, yes, yes.
and I always look at my analytics, and it's like the most downloaded article. So what did I do? I did I took that little article and made it big. I added graphics. I did all this stuff and pointed it to the article because it's like if all these people are going to look at my new shiny car, I'm going to polish it. I'm going to polish it
Oh yeah.
up. So
Oh, for sure. So using that knowledge, it's great. The other one about the CRM systems,
yeah.
oh my gosh. Rich and I are really experts on this. Somebody calls up, I just type in like their last name or whatever, up pops their page, and I can say things like, "Oh, hey, is Steven back yet? How do you like Denison? What was that all about?" Boom, boom.
Yeah.
We're having a conversation, and 3 months ago you asked about this. I didn't hear back from you. No worries, but I just wanted to know which way you went on that. I have all that information. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
And it's not in my brain, it's on the, it's in the program. So
It's so
something to
funny.
think about.
Yeah, people are amazed when they call me up and I'm like, oh, you know, Rich, how you
Boy.
doing? And I'm doing great. I go and I'm typing their name in, and I go, man, we haven't spoken for like 8 years. I remember our coffee at Starbucks. They're like, oh my God, how did you remember that? It's all in my CRM. It's right here.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Oh, we shouldn't give that away. But yes, that's
yes.
exactly what's happening.
Well, our last tip is maintain strong customer relationships. That's so important. You need to hug your customer. Your customers are a valuable source of information. Maintaining strong relationships with them helps you understand their evolving needs and preferences. And the
Mhm.
key word there is evolving. They're not static. They're always
Right.
wanting new and innovative things. This is going to help you anticipate any changes in demand and adjust your offerings accordingly.
Yeah. And one of the big things that pops into us is we outlive our client's contact person. This
Yeah,
happens all the time. We just recently had a large nature center that went through a bit of a change, and we immediately said to them, "Welcome. Let's get you into a tutorial session
yeah,
and explain to you what we do." And by doing that, we not just maintain the account, the client depends on us, and we can keep that magic going. We also know more about where to find things, and things like that. So it's always good. It's always good to keep in contact with everybody. And you find out you're the last person. They know you know everything. So it really works out good. But one of the actions that I think is super important in this is gather customer insights by using surveys, feedback forms, nothing crazy. Ask them two questions, ask them one question. Just keep it nice, but or just direct interactions. That information can be things during your brainstorming sessions that you can talk about. And that feedback is a priority when you are trying to move forward. So show them that you value their input, especially if you implement something that they love, right, Rich? I mean, my goodness.
yeah. It's interesting. Just asking a simple question like, "How am I doing? How are we doing? Anything you need to change? Should we connect with you more often, less often? What would you like?" And I mean, at the end of every coaching session, every single one for the last 15 years, 450 clients, 22,000 hours, I
He
always
counts, he
say,
counts.
if you need me, I don't want to hear from you in 2 weeks for our next session. I want to hear from you. Call me, text me, email me. If you're having a good day, you're having a bad day, anything, call me. I can help you. And clients love that. They just love
Yeah.
that.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. It
Yes.
is just like automatically. He always says it at the end of our call. And I'm always like, yes, I can count on Rich. It's the most wonderful thing. We have two phenomenal books. Rich,
The
give
first
it.
one is by Eric Ries, and actually we mentioned one of his books at the previous
Yeah.
podcast. This one's the Lean Startup. This is his more famous book.
Oh, yeah.
This book is a must read for building a flexible, adaptable business. It focuses on creating continuous innovation and a learning culture within your company and allows you to pivot quickly when market conditions change. I love the term pivot from like Friends. Pivot, pivot. So, anyhow, I don't use that word a lot, but
No.
Eric presents several counterintuitive practices that shorten product development life cycles and how to measure actual progress without resorting to complex metrics. And you learn what customers really want.
Yeah.
It enables a company like yours to shift directions with agility. So it's a
Yeah.
great book. It teaches you how to do things faster, better, and less complex. So it's not these complex tools or anything. It's very simple stuff.
Yeah. I decided to go a little bit, well, way out there. You ready for it? Blue Ocean Strategy by W. Chan Kim and Renee Maubar. Great book. It is a phenomenal book. It offers invaluable insights in creating an uncontested marketplace and making competition irrelevant. So it talks about two different types of oceans, and it uses the one of the things that are coming to mind for me is a Cirque du Soleil description that they gave,
Mhm.
and how there was a declining, the circus industry was declining, blah blah blah. Cirque du Soleil just turned it on their head, just went boom, and in comes this whole new type of entertainment. So it's like looking beyond the existing market boundaries and exploring new opportunities, essentially staying agile. So it's fantastic. It's a great book. Fantastic review in Harvard Business Review, if anybody wants to read it.
It's a great book. Check it out.
Yeah,
Check both of them out. So,
definitely.
in conclusion, adapting to market changes is not just about survival, okay? It's about thriving in a dynamic environment. And if there's anything, we're living in a dynamic environment right now. You can ensure your business remains agile and responsive by monitoring trends, fostering flexibility, investing in technology, and maintaining strong customer relationships.
Hmm.
And that's a wrap. Don't forget to share this episode on LinkedIn, Instagram, X, and TikTok with the hashtag The Best Small Business Show. Spread the word and join the conversation.
And thanks for tuning in. If you found this episode valuable, subscribe, follow, and share it with other budding entrepreneurs. Your support helps us reach so many more people and make such a bigger impact.
And if you want to dive deeper or chat with our teams, contact me, Rich G, if you're looking for a top-notch business coach at richg.com. And reach out to my wonderful podcast partner, BJ Flagg, at newrenew.com for all of your brand marketing needs.
A big shout out to our editor and producer, Richard Scalzo. Have an unbelievable week, and we'll catch you next time.